Hey there, everybody. It is Friday, November 6th. Welcome to this hangout. We are talking today about the do's and don'ts of how to do your online marketing, no matter what business or niche you're in. There's definitely some things that people do right, and there's a lot of things that people do wrong, and we just want to address those things today to help get you on the right foot. Um, with me today is Andre Sanders and Neil Henson, and we normally have two other individuals on this hangout with us, and they're absent for the moment, but they may pop on here in a bit. So just stay tuned. If somebody else pops on, it's probably either our friend Patricia, which I don't think she's going to be here today, or it'll be Ian Clark. So with that being said, just wanted to kind of get into the do's and don'ts of what we need to all be conscious of with our marketing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just ask each of these guys, Neil and Andre, what are some of the hangups you guys have had, and what have you done to correct them, and what have you learned along the way? What kind of results have you achieved once you made these little tweaks in your marketing that maybe not too many people are aware of, or maybe they do these things that they shouldn't, and let's just kind of educate people on marketing etiquette, so to speak. Neil, Andre, whichever one of you guys wants to go first, I'll hand it off to you.
Go on, Andrea. I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Andre down here in Jacksonville, Florida, and just to answer Aaron's question too, as far as just doing some little things as far as doing some don'ts in the home-based business profession, especially the online part. And we were just talking about this before we went live, and we're going to have a blast about sharing this. But just go into the question, though, Aaron, is for me personally, what I've done too, especially my Facebook profile, since that's a good place just for everybody to hang out these days, is just do something as simple as sharing some type of motivational quotes. I never really thought, to be honest with you, that it would really attract some people, especially in the home-based business profession world, because I mean that's what I like to attract people in the offline world, as well as the people in the online world. 'Cause I came from the offline world, being a professional the last 5 years as well. But just sharing something as simple as this, I just scroll down here just so you guys can get a look at too, as far as just a good spot. Facebook's always just a good spot to do what? Hang out as well, because I mean that's why you can obviously call it social media. But when I'm posting quotes like this from books I'm reading, Robert Kiyosaki quotes, and then you're scrolling down to, and then every once in a while having fun on here. I'm showing my CrossFit gym right here. I might be talking about a college football game for those in the here in the U.S. since we're in the American football season mode. I used to always share a lot about this. Not so much complain. I used to have a lot of fun going about this, and not really attracted anybody besides people, maybe former teammates of mine or guys I played with or played against. Nothing against that, but I really wasn't attracting any, getting right into it, any potential business partners or customers until I started just really going. And here I am still having a little bit of fun. Something I shared about a year ago, and then here another football picture. But then, boom, here's another quote. Here's a quote here. Coworker of mine might be posting something. Okay, have a little bit of fun, no big deal. But here's another quote, and another, and this, or maybe fun. But that's what I love to do. And then obviously like to hang out. Those little tweaks, to be honest with you, company events too. This is what really also to another thing. This is what I got a lot of curiosity from people because they're like, okay, what is it? Where are you? What are you doing? And the funny thing is, I never let them know. So I mean, just have a list showing people like how I like to have fun. That's and not so much just having fun, especially when I'm reading too. That's what caught a lot of people's interest on here. I never would have thought so. Never would have thought so at all. Too. Another good thing as well is sharing motivational pictures. Obviously, having a picture and a quote together, and sharing that on different sites like, for example, Google Plus and the communities. And those are also the same thing as groups for those that don't know as well. And once you start sharing those, you get a lot of likes, or you might get some people that are comment underneath that too. Or I've had some reshares as well. mention that here later on too. I'm not going to go too much further in depth, but those are just a little bit of the tweaks that I know I've done to just have more people to see, okay, what is this person doing, and followers too, pretty much of everything that's gone up high. So that's just what I've done too as far as my marketing. Just go let Neil take away from on his side.
Cheers, Andre. Hey guys, my name is Neil Henson. I'm currently in the UK at the moment. Current time for me is 11:10 in the evening, so quite late. But you know, this is what we like about the internet, because regardless of what time it is, it's always available. So that's what I love about this. But you know, when I first got started online, I think the biggest hang-up for me was when it was knowing what to do. You know, people kept saying, "Oh, you just need to post on Facebook and interact with people on Facebook and stuff." But see, I've never done prior to this. I've never actually done anything when it comes to like Facebook for business. Anyway, I've always, you know, so I've spoke to people on Facebook for personal, you know, what I mean, when it's sort of arranging nights out and, you know, holidays and things like that. But outside of that, I've never really done a great deal. So when people were talking about posting for engagement, as in like attracting people you've never spoke to before, I was completely stumped. I honestly didn't know what I was doing, and for the most part, I was just looking at people, and it's just like, right, I can see what you're doing, and it's creating engagement, but I just think, how do I do it? That's the part I couldn't get. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. To this moment, I'm literally just starting out. I mean, this was like 2 years ago, so it's like I'm just starting out. I honestly don't know what it is that I need to, because it's like I've literally just started, so I've got no results. I don't know particularly at the moment. I'm just trying to find my feet. So it's like, what do I do? And it's like, you know, it was only, I think it was early on this year, maybe last year, where people started talking about mentioning self-development quotes and things like that. And it was just amazing that even that little one thing, just a self-development quote, chucking those up, and people just started responding to them. And it's just like, well, you know, I haven't, prior to this year, well, I wouldn't say this year, but say about past year, you know, I've started interacting a lot more on Facebook. But prior to that, you know, I barely did anything on Facebook. I was probably checking people out, and I'd like a few comments, but I didn't really engage at all, because I just didn't know how to. And it's just, you know, when people start mentioning throwing up self-development quotes, and I had this mindset of, as soon as someone said, this is all you need to do, it was almost like it was too simple to be true. And it's just like, no, that can't be right. There's got to be something that's more. There's got to be something that's missing. So I'm not going to do it now, because there's got to be something else. So I'm going to continue to keep looking. And that was my mindset. I was always looking for something else. So when people were telling me what to do, I was not listening, and I was just going out to find something else. So I was like, well, that may be true, but there's got to be something else on top of that. So I was always thinking that there was something else missing, and it always held me back from just taking action and just thinking, you know what, I'm just going to see what happens. So, you know, came up to about August, I think it's about September last year, so just over a year. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to start throwing these out. And just start posting a few of those self-development quotes, and, you know, sharing a few blog posts and stuff like that. And it was amazing how people just automatically started responding and liking. And, you know, eventually once you start doing it often enough, and people can see you're consistent and start seeing your name pop up now and again. I mean, it's not something where you can think, I'm going to post once and I'm going to get a ton of engagement, because, you know, that just simply don't happen. Chances are you might post something and you might not get no engagement. That's not to discourage you, but it's just because they don't know you. Maybe they're just looking to see what you're all about, what you're doing. So you can't just post once and expect to think, you know what, this don't work, I've got to do more. So again, you know, it's just little things like that I needed to get my head around. But it's just because it was something that I was completely unused to, and I was not getting involved in the community. And when people were telling me what to do, I was always thinking there was something else. They were the biggest things that were holding me back. And as soon as I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to try it and just see what happens, because what else have you got to lose? You know, at the end of the day, if you don't try it, you can't possibly say that don't work, because you haven't tried. And if somebody else is doing it and they're getting results with it, then it obviously does work. So if you try something and you don't get the same results as they do, it's not because that particular thing don't work. It just means that, you know, you've not done it. There's something else that's missing. You know, you can't expect to get the same results as one of the leaders by doing the same things as them, because ultimately they've been doing it longer, they've had a larger community who recognise them. So you can't expect to jump straight on Facebook, for example, and get recognised like a leader. People don't know who you are. You ask who you are, and what they can expect from you. They know what they do. So, you know, it's just these people. When I first got started, you know, I always thought there was something missing. So, say for example, they would give me a squeeze page, and I thought, yeah, this is going to really work. You know, I'm just going to start getting loads of leads and stuff. And I tried some of it, and it's just like, all right, so you've got this result, and I've got this result. So what's the problem? There's obviously something that I'm missing here. And I thought it was just something that I was missing. And the fact is, no, they've been here for a long time. They've recognised in the community a lot more than me, because I've just literally started out. So, you know, you can't expect to jump straight in and be known as a guru, because it takes time. People want to know what you're all about. People want to know how you're going to help them, because that's ultimately what people want to know. People don't know you. It's not about what you're all about as such. It's more how can you help them, because that's what people go online for. So if you can solve their problems, and this is what my biggest mind shift was: how can I help you, rather than how can I make a sale or how can I build my business. I was thinking like that for a long time, with how can I build my business, what am I missing? When the biggest thing is, you just got to go out there, you just got to find a problem. If you think anything when it comes to business, it's simply solving a problem. That's all it is. And if you think, for example, what we're on now, Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is an alternative to going to webinars. But GoToWebinars cost money. So this is a free version of it. So again, it's solving a problem. People who can't afford or don't want to shell out money just pay for webinars. So again, this is where Google capitalizes. Facebook have connected the world. You know, we've got three people here on 3 separate time zones connecting at the same time. And because, you know, we start. That's how we start building out. Well, you know, it's Facebook connecting the world. Google, you know, they help with research. It's all about solving the problem. And if you can cross that over to your business and find out how you can help other people. I'm not saying go out there and say, how can you do this, or you know, are you struggling with this, and then throwing your link at them, because that's another thing as well. You don't want to be throwing, just literally making friends with someone and saying, here's my business, because people don't want that. People don't like that. I've had it time and again, and I don't like it. I don't respond to it. And to be honest, I just end up deleting them, because nobody likes that. People want to know how you can help them. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you start, for example, if you go to someone on the street and you just start talking to them. Now, this is not just a random person. Say, for example, you're in a nightclub. Say you're in a pub, and you just start talking to them. And would you automatically say, you know, here's my business, you know, would you like to have a look? I mean, chances are you're probably going to say no. In fact, I'd be fairly certain you're probably going to say no. So if that's how you approach people offline, then why would you do different online? You're not going to approach someone online and start throwing your business at them, because people don't like that. The question you need to ask yourself is, do you like that? And I'm pretty sure your answer is going to be no. So if you don't like it, nobody else likes it. So, you know, it's just all how would you approach it offline? That to me is the biggest thing. So if that's not how you do things, how would you do things? You'd be polite, you'd be courteous, and you just say to them, look, you know, how are you? What you've been up to? You know, how's your day been? And you get to know someone, and then you start taking it to the next level once the time is right. Don't be in a rush to do it, because ultimately, the more you rush it, the more it's not going to be congruent. I don't believe congruent's the word, but it's not natural. You know, you're not going to get to know someone and be best friends in the same day. So you're not going to get to know someone, and chances are you're probably not going to pitch your business to them on the same day. I mean, it might happen. That's fair enough if the conversation goes that way. I'm not saying refuse to do it. I'm just saying that if it doesn't happen, don't feel all is lost, because you've gained something, you've created engagement, and next time you reach out to that person, they're going to be more responsive to you and think, you know what, I like this person because they took the time out to talk to me, you know, they got to know about me as a person, they wasn't interested in pitching me their business, you know, and then eventually you start doing something where you're posting relevant content that's something that appeals to them, they're going to want to know more about your business, and that's when you start talking about your business. So that's a lot better than you just crap saying, you know, here's my business, here's my business, here's my business. Or someone connects out to you and you literally just go, hey, here's my business, do you want to come have a look at it? Or I can help you with this, are you interested? Nobody likes that. Don't just, don't do it. I mean, there's so much more that I've learned, but I'm not going to not going to hog it all night. So I'll send it back over to you, Aaron.
Okay, thanks a lot, Neil. Yeah, so again, my name is Aaron Martinez, and I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I am 7 hours behind where Neil is in the UK, and 2 hours behind Andre over on the East Coast. So it's like 4:15 here. But happy to be here. Just wanted to share some of the things that I've come across in my own experience with trying to get engagement, especially on social media, because that's what we all do is we market online, and what better platform to do it on than a social media platform such as Facebook. So I was always, when I first got started, I would see all these people spamming people and just sending out their links and doing all this stuff, and it was just kind of a turnoff for me because I didn't like it being done to me. So it's like, well, if that's what I have to do, then I'm just not going to do anything. And then later on, as time went on, I learned that really all you need to do to be an effective marketer on social media is just share things about yourself in a variety of different ways. Share what you're doing, day to day. If it's something interesting, if it's something you're into, share what you're doing as far as hobbies go. For me, I like music a lot, so every now and then I'll do videos, or I'll show pictures or whatever of me doing the hobbies that I enjoy. Or if I travel somewhere, I'll take some really cool pictures. Or if I'm hanging out with my family, I'll show pictures of a family gathering or something. I'll also do picture quotes. There's a lot of ways you can create picture quotes, and several different phone apps out there. There's several different ways online to do it for free. So I'll go out and I'll search for quotes that I know are going to be engaging to people. And if you don't know what other people like, that's okay. Put out there what you like, because it's all about getting people to relate to you. So if you put out there, like, pretend you're targeting yourself to begin with. If you can't think of anybody to market to, if you can't think of, well, who's my audience, who am I really trying to reach, the first person to start off with is somebody just like you. So that was a big breakthrough for me at one of the events that I attended earlier this year. Was, hey, if you don't know who to market to, you don't know who you're trying to reach, the avatar, what they always call it an avatar, is somebody that's just like yourself. And so I started thinking to myself, what would I want to see? What are the types of things that would get me to engage? Because just to be truthful, there's a lot of people aren't really forthcoming necessarily with everything that they're into. But so I started to get over my fear of putting myself out there. That way other people could just see me for me, being myself, and maybe they'll be able to resonate with some of the stuff I put out there, maybe not, but you just got to not let that affect the amount of activity that you do to further yourself and your business. So I just started putting out a bunch of random things. If you follow any of my Facebook stuff, none of it is really there's no set way that I have to it. There's no method, really. It's just be consistent with posting. You can post whatever you want, and you can post videos. You can become a better communicator by putting yourself out there and just letting people get to know you. You'll have a huge advantage if you let people see and hear you. It's just like you're being right there in the room right with them. It's the next best thing. So why not just shoot videos and talk about things that are on people's minds? You can talk about trending topics. You can talk about things that you're passionate about. You can talk about whatever, places you've been to, places you want to go, people that you've met, experiences that you've had, life lessons, any of that kind of stuff, and people will relate to that. Maybe not everybody will, but things reach people on a different level, and that's an important thing to keep in mind. Another thing is when you're out there marketing, you definitely don't want to be out there saying, hey, I've got a business, I'm doing this and that, whatever. You want to kind of show the type of lifestyle that you're living and show that you've got something that's going to make people be like, hey, I like this guy, I like what he's doing, I want to know more about that. Let them come to you, and then that'll open up the doors to where those discussions can be had. And like Neil was saying, you're most likely not going to be sharing a link or even talking about your business to somebody the first time you engage with them, the first time you meet them, unless conversation just leads to that. But what I've learned is just continue to keep doing what you're doing, keep posting content. People are going to notice it, and make sure that you engage with other people's content, because especially things like Facebook, they have an algorithm built into it to where you get what's called edge rank. By the more you engage with people, the more your content is shown to those people on their news feed. So if you wonder why people aren't engaging with you, it's because you're not engaging with those same people day to day. So just take a few moments each day and go through your friends list. If there's somebody on your friends list that you haven't talked to in a while, go see what they're up to and just like, comment, share their posts, engage with them, talk to them, chat with them, find out what they're up to. Don't even make it about business. It's about relationships. It's about building rapport with people. It's about just being able to show people that you're living a pretty cool life, and that they can maybe relate to you. And after a while, they'll start watching you more and more. They'll start seeing your content. They'll start to gain curiosity about what it is you're doing, and then they'll come to you. And it takes a little while, but just keep doing it. You'll keep getting more and more people to talk to, and sometimes just total strangers will send you a message, or they'll like a photo, or they'll comment on something that you share if you've got it public. And from that point, you can engage with them and say, hey, I appreciate you following my posts. I appreciate you liking my content. Tell me what it is about it that you like best. What is it that you do? So just get the conversation started, and that'll just go a long, long way with people. So, yeah, back to you guys on that. I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there. But
I was just about to ask a question, if I can, and that was because I was just about to mention it, but you mentioned it just then, and that was curiosity. Is that for you the biggest reason why people, not the biggest reason, but it's one of the main reasons why people reach out to you, because they get curious about what they see and what you're posting, either video-wise or quote-wise, and they just think, okay, what's this guy doing? And then they start clicking. Do they just ask you what you're doing because they're curious, or is that the biggest reason why you get engagement, or what is?
I think it's just a matter of doing it consistently, and the fact that if you put, especially with video, and I know Andre, you're really, really good with this. Neil, you've started to really get into it, which is awesome to see, by the way. And a lot of people don't do it. They just do not do it. So when somebody just sees constant videos of you every day, they're like, man, what is this guy doing? Especially if they know you, in my case, nobody would have ever thought I would do video. Nobody. I was a total shy introvert. I still, I still am that way, and I just decided one day I'm going to put myself out there. I don't care. People are going to like it or they're not, and it's not going to affect what I do. So people, just unfortunate to have gotten all the reactions that I've gotten from being able to do that, and I've gotten good responses from it, and people may not reach out to me on social media and tell me, but I've had people that have run into me, or they've called me, or they've seen me in person, and they'll tell me, they're like, man, I've been seeing all your videos and all this stuff, and it's really cool that you're doing it. And so people just like to just see that you're real. I think that's the biggest thing. They want to see a real person. They don't want to see a marketer. They want to see a real person. And that's key right there. They want to see somebody that's real, just like them.
You hit
And
it right
when
on
they
the point.
when they
Sorry to cut you off, man. You hit it right on point. Just the curiosity part. It works every time, man. Keep on going though.
yeah, quotes, everything. You can write. You can put some pretty. You can get into some of like the controversial or type of things too. Like people engage with it, and it's just a matter of putting something out there to get dialogue going. And I'm still learning. I'm still trying things out, but it's been a wide variety of things that I've began to do. And sometimes I'll shoot a video and I'll upload it right away. Other times I'll take time and I'll edit the video and I'll put some cool music and stuff. And other times I'll just be like, yelling at the camera, or, whatever, doing affirmations, or I'll be doing a video of an event that's going on or something that I'm watching myself and be like, hey, this would be cool to share. So there's all kinds of local events that go on. There's things that are unique to the location that you live at, places you travel. Take advantage of all that, because people like to see that kind of stuff. They like to see vibrant, colorful things. They like to see, gadgets from the past. Like, if I post a video of like my old Nintendo or something, people are like, man, that's cool. That's from years ago. And then I could tell a story about, when I was a child, how I used to just play all these video games and funny stories associated with that, and sporting events, things like that, just all kinds of things. And it's always really cool to just share things about yourself with people. It's like like if you remember from elementary school or from when you were younger, you had show and tell. Well, this is like a big show and tell. Like, just that's all you got to do, show and tell. Like, just let people get to see the real you, not the person that you're trying to portray. Like, don't be all about marketing. Don't be all about business. Be real. Like, that's basically it. So the more real you are, the more people resonate with you, and it goes a long way. So.
That's true. That's true. As far as getting people be curious what you do. One thing I want to share as far as especially on Facebook, as far as what you do, and I think I kind of mentioned this a little bit too, since people want to see what you're doing as far as hanging out. And I will share with you guys real quick right here is something we learned at our previous event. I'm not going to show this guy's name, even though you might be able to see it. But have this overview part right here filled out. So, like Aaron mentioned earlier, as far as some people watching his videos, what is it that he's doing? Because people will come back around. This is now the you got them in their attention. Now they're going to come back around. Also, too, another example on Twitter, as far as like, okay, have this information right here, this stuff open up so people can see. Okay, entrepreneur, Think and Grow Rich practitioner. Oh, okay, he must like Think and Grow Rich. Read a book. Well, yes, I do. If you guys looking below this right now, you can go check that, click that little blue link, and you might be able to get a surprise too once you be able to click that free download. Also, too, this is something else I've been doing for the last few years. As I mentioned earlier, I've been playing semi-pro football, and this is a recent pick right here. This really throws people's minds all over the place. It's like, okay, entrepreneur, Think and Grow Rich practitioner, semi-pro football player. What in the world? And then you got the link right here. What is this? It's our home base, my blog link right here. So you can go to it and see what I like to post too. All right, and I have the like box, but just giving you examples as far as what to have this information open up. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Neil had mentioned this earlier, as far as or I think it might have been Aaron, is having this public. Have this all open in public so people can see you. Don't have it private, especially for those. Again, we're talking about those in the home-based business profession. Have it open. This little overview part right here is open. Okay, school, where he lives, yada yada. Okay, I can possibly relate to this person. All right, as we already shared earlier, as far as okay, now you can see the hangout spot. But those little simple things, have this information open from or should I say, have it on public. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can go here and go to settings, and I think it's here privacy, and then you can go right here. There you go. Who can see your future posts? Have this on public so people don't have it on this private, because again, for those like Aaron just mentioned, not just for people on your friends list. When you start posting a little bit lifestyle pictures, as I mentioned earlier, playing semi-pro football, there I am right there with my teammates. This is our first game this past season. Okay, so now you can come back. People can go and see this. I see some people, unfortunately, in the home-based business profession that have that stuff on private. You can't see what they're doing. So how in the world do you want people to attract people if you have everything just set up for just people on your friends list? Come on, let people know what you're doing. Yeah, so these guys already mentioned here just a few moments ago. Let them know what you're doing. Share some quotes every once in a while, too. As I mentioned earlier here, and this is something that Aaron's right, too. I love doing videos as well. I have it linked up to Twitter, my Twitter account. So, you see, there's a scope right here. We're getting ready for this hangout that we're doing right here. Love being on Periscopes as well. And these obviously some of my blog posts I love to do because I love to post blogs, as you can tell, as well. And I love to be on Periscope. It's another thing, too. For those that are not familiar with Periscope, it's linked up to Twitter, but it's like basically having your own reality TV, a.k.a. another social media site that I'll go to. So you can talk about this, too, as well. And just have fun with it. I did this one talking about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game, which is online for free. You know, just love to have fun. Let people know exactly what I'm doing, and then now they can actually see me. Oh, okay, it's a real person. All right, he likes to have fun. So have fun with it. Have fun with it. But again, you don't have to just keep on talking about business, pitch. You don't have to do all that because you're going to get people out of curiosity with the pictures you're showing. Like, what's this person doing? I'm all over the place in the sense that I do it a smart way. I show pictures of my CrossFit gym. I might have a video of me lifting, and then I have pictures of during the football games when I'm in season as well. And then obviously our company events because we like to have fun as well with those. So I mean, that's just what gets people curious. I had somebody, I kid you not, 2 weeks ago when we were in Orlando for a company event. He asked me, he was like, Andre, where are you right now? It happens. You know what I'm saying? You get people out there watching. You never know who's watching. And this is talking with also the guys on this panel that have well over 1,400 friends on their Facebook page. And we're just talking about this something as simple as Facebook, but it can go to other places more than just Facebook. LinkedIn as well. Think about it. Most people on LinkedIn is what? A professional site for, you know, careers, whatever, for jobs, or maybe or also for business as well. What do people want to see when they're on LinkedIn? Your face. You're not going to just have a picture of just your company logo. Again, I'm not taking anything away from you if you're doing another business. That's great. We're here just to help share with you just the ways to get more people attracted toward what you're doing, and mainly toward you. Because when it comes down to it, people are going to join you, not the business. They're going to join you, but they like to see what you're doing. They're curious. You got to add it on to that curiosity, because that's just human nature. That's just how we are. We might say, oh, I'm not going to just let them do them or whatever. Man, you're curious, especially on social media, especially on Facebook. That is the hangout spot right now. And to videos, once you do some videos, not saying you have to, but that really ups it just a little bit more. So that's just something just to keep in mind, too. Periscope's another good tool. Blab is another one because now you can actually see the person that you're talking with. So that's just something just to keep in mind as well. Oh, by the way, they're both in the LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, they're both in the Twitter family. So if you have a Twitter account, it's really simple to set up for those that don't have it. So that's just something to keep in mind. But you get to have people to see exactly what you're doing. And then share something, too. What we're taught is when we go to a training or whatever, why not share it, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes as well. And just put out some value. It's another thing, too, as far as doing a YouTube video. It's the same thing. Don't go out there and just pitch on your video and then have the links all over the place. You'll get flagged, too, especially on YouTube. So that's just something to keep in mind. Be aware of that, too. Give them some value. Okay, why? How did this product help you? What was it about this company that you decided to join? People are interested about that. Okay, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this company? Or whatever. So people like to know about that, too. And then they get to find out a little bit more in depth. Somebody like Aaron just mentioned earlier, too, being an introvert. Oh, now they're really curious. Because not teasing or whatever, because like, oh, what? This guy's doing videos? Huh? Aaron? Quiet? Oh, I got to see this. You know, it's going to happen. You know, I mean, this is coming from somebody, and when we're talking about here some results too. What we're talking about results are definitely not typical, but they do vary and they are possible. But this is coming from somebody who's in the community of the guys that are 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners within his group as well. So that's why I just pay attention to what he's talking about, because he's learning from the best of the best within our community as well. So that's just why we wanted to just give you just some of those small tips as well. We got a few more, so I'm not going to keep on going. We'll just keep on passing around just in case we might have missed anything.
Yeah, I was just one thing I was mentioning just before we went live. I've actually managed to find it, so I'm just going to quickly share the screen and I'll show you. This is exactly the kind of thing you need to be staying away from. Now, unfortunately, there's no way I can block out this person's name, so I do apologise. I'm not, of course, trying to say, you know, I am trying to say he is going about it the wrong way. So I'm not at all trying to put this guy down at all. You know, at the end of the day, he's doing what he's doing, but I'm just telling him, you know, it's the wrong way. You can't do this because it's just, you're not going to get any attention. And I'll prove your point in just a moment. So unfortunately, like I said, I can't block the guy's name out, unfortunately. But as you can see, I mean, straight at the top, you've got a banner. Now I don't know if that's the same. That's the company, but straight down, he's literally got. As you can see, thank you for following me. Why not check out my website? That's literally what it says straight away. And the point is, no likes. And then again, for the next one, no likes, no likes, no likes, no likes. As you can see, it's a congruent message. He's literally saying, thank you for following me, but as you can see, no one has reached out and liked his post.
Oh, wow. Is that the same post over and over again, essentially?
Same post, but it's to different people. So it's saying, hey, thank you for following me. You know, here's basically my business. And that's the point. What we're trying to get people to realise, it's not about people wanting to know about your business, because your business, you know, I could tell you what our business is, and you'll probably go straight away, no, I'm not interested. But over time, you start seeing what we're doing, how we're doing it, and the lifestyle we're living. And then you'll go, you know what, actually, I want to have a look at this just a bit more, because it's not about the business. It's about the lifestyle you can have with the business. You know, a couple of weeks ago, me, Andre, and Aaron and Ian was all in Orlando. Was all at the same event, and we was all just there having a blast, shooting our videos, enjoying it. It's beautiful weather over there. I mean, I live in the UK, which at the moment it's not very good. It's probably about 5 degrees, which is... that's probably unheard of where you guys are. But, you know, it's pretty cold over here. But, you know, over there, it was beautiful weather. And, you know what I mean? It's enjoyable. I had to travel, I think it was 32 hours when I was getting there. So 32 hours getting there. But, you know, I'd do it all over again. Because it's just, you know, to meet people, like-minded people. But they get to see what you're about. And once you start posting a few of these photos of where you are and what you're doing, you get so many people like, oh, actually, I like this. And they don't really pay attention to the actual business as such. They see the photo of where you are, what you're doing, and that's what catches their attention, adds a bit more curiosity, and then they start wanting to know more about you because they're curious about what it is you're actually doing. So again, if you're not sitting there, you know, throwing your links out there, telling people what you're doing straight away, you know, one thing I did actually hear someone say, and I actually agree with this, is your business is the gold that people want. But if you give it up straight away, you've no longer got anything, because they can go out and watch that anytime they want. What you want to do is create enough curiosity, create enough interest, and make them want to come and view it, watch your video to see what it's all about. And that's when you get them on the phone, get them to talk to them over Skype, over the phone, whichever it is you do. That's when you start talking to them and getting to know them as a person. You don't then just throw your link out there saying, here you go, watch this video kind of thing. I mean, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying, you know, that to me is an alternative approach, because then you've got them. You're talking to them as an actual person. You're talking about, you know, about your story, about how you got started, how it's helping you, where you're going, what you want to do, how you're looking to help other people, and all you're looking to do is inspire something from them. That's all you're looking to do. Inspiration is the key here, and if you can't inspire people to take action, you're not going to do anything in your business, and that's regardless of what business you do. If you can inspire people, and this is what we're talking about, you know, about shooting videos, you know, telling people about yourself so people can see you're an actual person. But it's also seeing how you're doing your business and what you're doing with your life. And you get a reaction from them, and they're just like, yeah, actually, you know what, I can do this. Because another thing is as well, people don't do it because they don't believe that they can do it. That's the bit. If you can get them to believe in themselves, they're going to take action. But until you can get that inspiration and give them some kind of feeling that they can do it, then that's, you know, you're not going to get much of a reaction out of them. And you can sit there and throw them your fancy links like I showed on the previous page. I'm not going to go back to the previous page, but on there, every single one of those posts was talking about making $10,000 a month. And, you know, income claims are great, but, you know, at the same time, people are getting sick and tired of seeing that. Now, there are a lot of people in this industry who are making a great deal of money. Now, we're not saying that you can't make that money. Again, you know, income results are not typical. There are a lot of people out there that are making a great deal of money, but they're not doing it by, you know, doing what everyone else is doing. They're doing it their own way, and they're creating the curiosity. They're creating belief in people. They're helping people and believe in themselves, because that's the biggest key. If people don't believe, if you can't help them believe in themselves, then these are not going to stay with you. So even if they do join your business, they're not going to stay. You have to get them to believe in themselves, and if you don't do that, then they're going to very quickly jump somewhere else, because that's the thing as well. If, you know, same as what I said when I first got started, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just out there looking at everything, and if I've got someone out there saying I can teach you how to do this, and all right, fair enough, I'm off. And then it doesn't take much, because you've kind of got this limited attention span. So you go off there, someone shows you this, and then it's not quite what you was expecting, and perhaps you were just thinking, no, I don't like that. So you go off somewhere else, and you go off somewhere else, and it's giving them something that makes them think, you know what, I can do this. And they've got a clear plan of action, clear focus, and then from there they can take action. But you're not going to get someone to take action if they don't believe in themselves, they don't feel that they can do it, or if they don't know what they're doing. So if you're sitting there shooting your videos and stuff, you're creating some engagement with them. But, you know, once they start talking to you, and maybe they do join you, you know, the first thing you need to do is just basically reach out to them, plug them straight into the community, or plug them into your business. Don't leave them to figure it out for yourself. You know, I'm quite surprised I stayed into the business. Something told me I needed to stay in this business, because I was jumping from product to product to product to product. And I don't know what, but something told me I needed to stay in this business, because I was sick and tired of jumping around, and I knew I needed to get serious. But I wasn't. It's because I never had a mentor. I literally had to try and figure out myself, and it wasn't until I started reaching out and started connecting with people like Andre and Aaron and Ian that I started learning things. And that's the key here. You need to start connecting with people. So, you know, if you try and figure it out for yourself, I'm not going to say you're not going to do it. I'm just saying that, you know, it's going to take you a lot longer. When you start connecting with people, and you start teaming up with people, and you start following a mentor, you know, that's another thing as well for me. Once I found a mentor, once I started reaching out to the people in the community, my business just, you know, I managed to start getting things going in my business, and I started generating leads in my business, and I actually started generating sales, and I was quite surprised, because I didn't actually know where they was coming from, but these sales were still coming in. And that's the thing as well, you don't have to know everything. And that was the other thing as well. I thought I had to know literally everything before I was ready to get started, and that's not the case, because there's so much here to learn, so much here to do. You're not going to learn everything. So that's another thing as well. Don't feel you have to learn everything. You don't have to master everything. All you need to do is just take action, go forward, and just start reaching out to people, because some people would love to be in the position you're in right now. You know, I for example, I would like to be, you know, in Aaron's position. He's doing a lot better in his business than I'm doing. But, you know, we're all where we're at. You know, so at the end of the day, I will get to where Aaron's at, and Aaron's going to go on further as well. We're all about improving here, but you need to just take action, and you're not going to get anywhere unless you take action. So, you know, for me, like I say, you just need to have clear plan of action, clear focus, not be prepared to jump across the next shiny ball syndrome when suddenly the going gets tough. Because I'm not here to tell you that you join us, you're going to be an instant millionaire within a year, because this is going to take work. But we've got a plan of action. We can show you what you need to do, and if you're ready to work hard, then there's no reason why you can't make it. But anybody who's sitting there, you know, showing you these big pictures of making $1,000 and all you need to do is get started. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to sell anything. You know, they're just telling you what you want to hear. And once you get in, and once you start seeing what it's all about, you know, I'm going to say that. I mean, I haven't checked them all out, so I'm not going to say that you know, I don't feel that'd be right. But for me, think about it. If someone's telling you that they just made $1,000 yesterday, and it doesn't require selling, it doesn't require recruiting. You know, what does it? How are you going to sell it? That for me is the biggest giveaway. So you know, if anybody tells you that you can make $1 million by tomorrow, or make $1,000 without selling anything, I'm sorry, but I can't see how that's going to work. So I'm not going to say it's a scam, because you know that would be wrong with me. I haven't investigated it, so I can't say that. But if you're not selling anything, I don't know how you're going to make money. So for me, that tells me everything I need to know. I'm not here to tell you that what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you how it is. And if you want to have a successful business, you've just got to be prepared to hear some things that you're not necessarily going to like. Because you know, at the end of the day, if you was where you wanted to be, then you know you probably wouldn't even be on this call, because you would know what not to do and what to do. So you know, I'm just saying that you need to look at it realistically. You know, people are not going to promise you the moon, and if they do that and they deliver, fair play. But I haven't met anyone who promises you the moon and offers you to do the moon with very little work and actually follows through. It doesn't happen. So you know, that for me is, I'm going to leave it to that. I'm not going to hog the light, and I do believe we just had a special guest jump on. Welcome, Ian. We're going to let you jump in. We're just talking about, you know, what we do and don't like within what to do and what not to do with your business, and maybe perhaps, you know, what your experiences are since you've been online.
All right. Yeah, cool. A little bit late, but like, yeah. So like, I got started like 2 years ago or something, and was like, I just want to freaking, you know, I got started in this business. I just wanted to freaking live a life on my own terms, to be able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want to do it with. But you know, it was just that reason why, and it's like that was it for me. It was like, I've seen what people are doing, and it's like people, you know, it seems like it's too good to be true almost. But you know, after following people for a while, getting started, and seeing that, like, you know, this is actually possible. It's actually possible to freaking do anything you want to, you know. But it's like, I got myself stuck in this freaking rut by the end of freaking 2013. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, because obviously we all get stuck in ruts at time in our life. You know, I was just so freaking sick, and you know, so I was like in the family business, and always was like expected to take over my family's farm, and was like, you know, doing the same things constant, you know, seemingly never ending. And it was like, maybe you can relate to that, but like, you know, we're doing the same things over and 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 over again, that it's like, what's the point in me being here? Why am I working for somebody else? And it seems like, you know, I'm not getting any fulfillment out of life anymore, you know. And I just thought to myself, there must be something more out there, you know. And I came across the, you know, what we're doing online, and it is like, it just happened to fall into place in front of me. It was like, I got to a point where I just got so sick and tired of being kept, you know, trapped in that box, living in fear. It was like, I've just got to find a freaking way out of this. I've got to freaking, well, there must be something more out there to life. And suddenly, you know, this, I started doing bits of research, and this freaking business came into place, and it seemingly, you know, it found me, you know, when I, you know, first got started, and it was like, this all just seems too good to be true. How can I possibly do this thing? And it's like, you know, that's what, then, you know, you begin to learn the marketing side of things, and you're learning that, you know, the best way to market yourself is to share your story, you know, why you got started, and why you know, what you're looking to do moving forwards, you know. And realizing that now, after being in 2 years or whatever, realizing that there's just a higher purpose out there for all of us, and why we're doing all of this is, you know, to really inspire you to be able to go and do anything you want to do. You know, there's a reason out there, you know, and that inspiration that we can share now with you just, you know, makes everything more worth it, and it makes you, you know, feel like you're living more of a purpose. You know, when we're stuck in that rut, freaking doing, you know, what someone else wants to do, and you know, in that freaking never-ending cycle, it's like we're just freaking on that hamster wheel, trying to spin our wheels, trying to get, you know, make everything happen for ourselves. But when we can, get online and be able to sustain ourselves, I'm not saying it's easy, but it certainly it can be, if you work the system right. But like, you figure out that we're here for so many other people, and we can have such a greater impact on the world, and that's really the vision moving forward for all of us, and I know it definitely is for me, so if any of that resonated with any of you, then maybe it's worth looking into more of what we're doing. I'm not sure what you guys have been talking about all night, but I just thought, that might be something different that I want to add, and it's like that's the main thing that I've learned from the marketing side of things over the last 2 years is, share your story, why you're doing it, your vision moving forward, and people relate to that, That's all we're doing is building rapport, positioning ourselves where we can, the products that we have, I'm getting an echo now, that's weird.
He hit everything on point for just showing up here. Exactly what we talked about. You hit everything on point, man, as far as covering exactly why you're doing this business, okay? Why are you doing what you're doing? Whatever you're promoting. You hit it right on point, too. Let people know where you're going. Because people, let's be real, people are just kind of this walking aimlessly around. The 95% of the population just walking aimlessly all over throughout the world, not really having a purpose. As Napoleon Hill mentioned so many times, your major definite purpose in life. What is it that's driving you? What's your drive? You see what I'm saying? You got to have something to drive you. We can go to doom and gloom as far as statistics after working a job for so many long too. Then you retire, and then obviously you pass away within like less than 2 years from prior to that job. Because what was it that's driving you to keep on going? That's the main thing as well. As far as Neil mentioned earlier too. As far as network, you got to do the work part. That's just scares people away, really. As far as just, oh man, network marketing. It's the work part that scares you away. It's really nothing as far as relating to people. Call it whatever you want, home-based business profession, multi-level marketing, whatever how you want to call it. You got to work, and anything, especially in this profession, is no different than any other profession. You got to work. And by the way, too, since what Ian was talking about as far as letting people know where you're going. He did one video over a year ago. That's how I was able to find out from him, because that's how we met up with each other a year ago. And it was funny, in the same city that we just got done out a couple weeks ago in Orlando, he did one video prior to that. I met him. The rest is history. So you never know who's paying attention to your videos, too. Oh, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was your first video ever. It doesn't matter how ugly you might think that video is, too. Ladies, I'm talking to you. It doesn't matter how you look. You all look good as is, too. The rest of the guys on this panel, I love them to death, but, we ain't the prettiest in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm just saying, too, it doesn't matter how you do your video, how you take your pictures. Get it out there. Put it out there, too. Don't have to sit there, as we mentioned earlier, as far as the do's and don'ts. Don't sit there and complain and whine about, oh, man, woe is me, had a bad day. People don't want to see that. There's already enough negativity in the world, too, and on social media and the media or whatever every day. People don't want to see that. Let them see something that's good going on. As I mentioned this earlier, too, and I forgot to share this as well, too, as far as another ninja-type way of marketing. And this is now going to Google+. You will never know what on earth that it is that I am showing when you see quotes like this. I'm just going to scroll down. I'll just sit here and just you try to figure out what is it exactly, what in the world is this guy talking about. What sticks out the most? Is it my blog post, or is it these pictures with the motivational quotes that Aaron mentioned earlier? Come on now. It's just something that's just simple. It's really simple stuff that people miss. They make it harder than what it is, too. You never know. You never know. Just keep it real hush. I don't want to say hush because that sticks out more. It's like, oh man, when you seen all these links, and Neil and I, we got on tangents forever. As far as we see them in groups or whatever, people are still blasting their stuff. We're in 2015 and people are still doing this. Oh yeah. Like, come on now.
If I could just jump in real quick, I wanted to make sure that I got this point across in this hangout, and that is that in your marketing, a lot of times, especially when you're starting, you think you have to have it perfect. You think you got to look perfect. You think you got to sound perfect. You think you got to be in front of the perfect background to do videos, pictures, whatever. You don't have to be. The point is just to take action, do it. People relate more to you when they see your imperfections because nobody's perfect. And so if people think that you're trying to be perfect and that they need to be perfect too, they're not going to be likely to take action just because of that fear that they're not going to be perfect themselves. So don't worry about being perfect. It's fine to just go out there, be yourself, make mistakes. Just get the message out there. Get yourself out there in front of people consistently, daily. Put out good content, and you're gonna reap the rewards of it one way or another over time. It may not happen right away, but over time, that rapport will be built with people. You'll have those relationships. You'll have people that are curious about what you do, and they will want to get to know you because you are putting yourself out there and presenting yourself in a way that relates to them, and they're getting to know, like, and trust you, which is the most important thing before they're actually going to want to buy from you again and again. So get them to know, like, and trust you. So.
Yep, exactly. Too, and then that comes after. It comes after you're putting your content out there too. Your lifestyle, whatever you love, whatever you just read, whatever you maybe just got out of maybe a conference from or listening to, whatever too. I mean, and as we've learned from some mentors as well too, as far as what's that 3-letter word though, Neil, that we was about to go talk about here. IoT, invest, learn, and teach.
Yeah.
Not mistaken. So I mean, come on now. If you invest in your education to treat your business as just what it is, a business. What we're been sharing here tonight, we're not here to take away from what you're doing. We're really here to help and enhance it, big time. I don't know how many people we've seen pretty much in our community just explode in whatever company or whatever it is they're promoting, even in traditional business as well. Because let's be real, people that own traditional brick and mortar businesses, they don't know how to market correctly. And we just here just to help that out as well too with them if they are struggling. And then I don't know how many times I've heard people that had set up events for maybe churches or charities. They went through the products that we have too, and all of a sudden they just took them off too. And again, I'm going to say this again, as we mentioned earlier, results not typical for what we're talking about too, because all results vary, but they are possible too. So that's just one thing we wanted to share as well too. And as far as what you want to share your information on is what we have below once you decide to just hop on and join forces with us as well, because we do have a platform where you can get your information out there earlier. And I know we've shared it earlier this evening too, and you might be thinking, wait a minute, you guys have more than just that, what you just showed earlier, a blog post. Oh yes, and then some. But again, those products are able to help you pretty much, as we just mentioned a few moments ago, help you enhance your business. So that's why we just ask for you guys just go click that green link and just join forces with us too, and just see us too also on the inside as well, and just help your business as well. You're going to get in contact with us too. You're going to have the support system. As you can tell, you got 4 guys literally from all over the world too, and then some with the communities we have too. I always got to be bragging on his community too, because he's got one of the biggest communities that he's a part of. I'm talking about you, Aaron, as far as what you guys do. I mean, you got guys like Neil and I, and Neil, we've been paying attention to the leaders in that community, man, for the last couple of years too. And it's nothing fancy. They just go and just work. I mean, they get after it too. They're consistent with it. And another thing too that we almost forgot to share is the simple messaging. Once you get maybe a like, comment, or a share, Aaron, this is something up your alley too, man, because you guys would be rocking it on Facebook. This is what I'm learning too. Once you get that like, comment, or share, this on something else, a platform such as Facebook, you guys are killing it when it comes to doing that.
Yeah, let me share a little bit about that with our viewers here, because whether you realize it or not yet, anytime you get engagement on any of your social media posts, if you get a like, a comment, a share, a friend request, that's a lead. You're worried about getting leads for your business? That is a lead. That is a live lead that you can engage with and talk to and get to know right away, rather than having to rely on emailing out your list or doing any of this stuff. Like, they came to you for a reason. They liked your stuff for a reason. So thank them for it. engage with them, introduce yourself, ask them what they do. So you can get a good conversation going just based off those few things right there, and eventually build that rapport so that they get to know, like, and trust you. And then if you have a solution for their problem, then you can then present that solution to them at the appropriate time. So I just wanted to reiterate that the importance of being involved in something like this is to grow. Like, we're all here to grow. We all start from somewhere. We don't know where we're going to end up, but if you have that vision, you can get there. And this is definitely an awesome vehicle to jump on board in order to do that. So with that being said, my transformation has been, it's been from the inside out. All kinds of stuff. You know, like I said, I went from being this real introverted guy, afraid to get up in front of people and speak. You know, I wouldn't even be here on this hangout right now a year ago probably, because I had that fear of getting myself in front of people. But from getting around the right people and getting around the same type of mindset and just listening to audios and getting around inspiring people like all these guys here on this panel, it's just allowed me to grow and learn so much about myself that I'm able to now put that out there for people like you to see. So I couldn't have paid a therapist enough to get me to where I'm at now. That's what this has done for me, and it's possible. That's all I'm saying. So I'm thrilled with what's happened so far, and it's only going to get better from here. So
I'll second that. It's only actually plugging into this community and getting around these kind of people that has actually helped me grow as a person too, because you know you actually plug into life and that's the point. You have and you know a common message, then you just uplift each other, and it's a great feeling to know that regardless of whether you know these people, regardless of whether you've met them face to face, you post something out there, no negativity at all. I mean, I don't know if you've ever experienced, I've had a few times where I posted something on Facebook and unfortunately I had some negative comments, and that put me back in my show, and that might be why I was, you know, so reluctant to go out there on Facebook for a while. But, you know, now I don't have that. You know, I post comments. I've like Aaron's mentioned, I've just started post. Not just. I'm starting to get more consistent now with posting my videos. I didn't usually want to post videos. I do the odd one here and there, but now we're starting to get a bit more consistent. But because it's only now that I'm noticing, I'm doing it, and I'm getting no negativity at all. Not that I did before, but I just still had something in my head that that held me back, and now it's just, you know, I just feel a lot more open. I just feeling free that, you know, I can just do it, and I don't have to worry about negative comments or, you know, questioning anything really. I just feel like anything. I just feel completely. I can't even describe. I can't even say the word, to be honest. It just feels great that you don't have any negative thoughts. So I'd always had this thought in the back of my mind whenever I was recording a video that I'd have some negative comments that was going to be said, or I needed to justify what I was saying, or, you know, anything like that. And that was my biggest hang-up. And I was always trying to record video after video after video because I was always messing up, or I was always pausing, struggling to know what to say, and it always held me back. And eventually I just like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And amazingly, I managed to record 5 videos in, I think it was 6 takes, and yet I wouldn't even be able to record 1 video in 10 takes before. So it's just, you know, I just should go, you know what, I'm just doing it, that's it. Let go, done. And I just feel a lot better for it, because once I posted it, I'm not going to say I didn't edit it. I chopped off the part of the back where I literally leaned forward to stop the video recording. That's all I did. Literally chopped that part off, posted it up. Didn't review it, didn't check it over. Oh, I missed this part. I just literally threw it straight up and just let it go. And I think that's the biggest hang-up that people have as well, because they'll post it, they'll record it, they'll stop it, and then it's like, I need to watch it. And then it's like, oh no, I don't like that, I'm going to do it again. And I did that too. And, you know, again, it's the biggest hang-up, because you're playing the conversation in your head what you think people are going to say, but you know what? It just don't happen. At least, well, I'm going to say that doesn't happen here. You know, you post your videos, you post your comments, no negativity at all. People are just like very inspiring. They want to know about you. They're very forthcoming with their content, so with their messages and stuff, and it's just, I love it.
So I guess the question is, do you want to become the 5th person on the panel? Because you know what they say, you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with more. That was a really bad echo.
Ooh, that was a deep question. But we'll let them go. Answer that themselves, though. I guess you know we can let them know too once they're on the inside. Oh, by the way, it's only like $7 too. And obviously, it's a try. Just go give it a test. Exactly, too. That could help. I don't know. We can go ahead and let them know about that too. And also, the support that they have too. Or also maybe just a little bit of training as well to help business. That's awesome. I don't know. Some guys too, as well as the side. And some bad feedback. I have a loud voice anyway, so I can talk over all that.
Shall we? Has anybody else got anything to say? I think that is a wrap.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I have a blast every time I get on these things, and you know, it just makes me more confident to be able to get on here like this and get in front of so many people, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be amongst these guys here. So. Patricia, if you're watching, we miss you. Can't wait to have you back. So.
Yeah, that's so true. And with that being said, we will see you guys. We'll say it again, Ian.
See you next week.
Yep, same time, same place.
See you later, guys.